So, our breathing, zip up through that pelvic floor. So if you're stopping yourself going to the toilet, so that's a real zip up. Exhale, ribs to hips, so draw those ribs in, shoulders down and back, nice and tall through the spine. Chin slightly tucked in, so you elongate that neck. So think about that one today too. Little warm up into our goddess pose. Arms out to the side. So our knees and toes are tracking to the corner of the room. We're going to lift the hands up, so really warm up these arms and shoulders, and then come down. So keep breathing. Once you get that movement, now think about your zipping up through that pelvic floor. Exhale, ribs to hips. Think about warming up the shoulders and the arms. Think about squeezing those inner thighs, those glutes and the hammies. 3, 2, and we're going to stay down now. So stay down, arms out to the side, and just a little spinal twist, keeping the pelvis square to the front. We're just twisting at the waist. For 4. So you should be squeezing those glutes and hammies, keeping that stable base. 2 and 1. Now we're going to bring one heel up as we bring the same arm up and down, and then the other arm and heel up, down. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those hands behind your head. Bring both heels up and twist as slow as you can. Little bit of balance work here. Shh. 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 2 more. Shh. Shh. Hold it here and see if we can pulse with those heels up. Pulsing for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Shake that out. Okay, I've warmed up already. Now into your lunge. Very similar thing. Right foot in front, left leg behind. Make sure those knees and toes are tracking straight ahead. And then we're going to bring the arms up and down. Up and down. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to stay down, bring the arms out to the side, and just twist at that waist. Keep those arms straight out from your shoulders. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hands behind your head and bring up this front heel for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Really lift your belly towards that spine, then hold that front leg up, twist towards one side, just 4 times. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that heel, lift up, shake out, and over to the other side. So left leg in front, have those 90 degrees with those knees, lifting up through the abdominals, squeezing glutes and hammies. Lifting up those arms towards the ceiling, coming down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to stay down, arms out to the side and little twist. Just at that waist. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands behind the head. Bring up that front heel for 8, 7. Think about your posture. Shoulders down and back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up there and twist to either side for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to the middle and pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that heel and shake that out. Okay, straight into our roll downs, warming up this spine. Inhale, zip up through that pelvic floor. Exhale, ribs to hips, chin to chest. Slide those hands down your legs, really lifting up the belly, protect that lower back. Head nice and heavy without locking those knees. Feel that lovely stretch in the back of the legs. Couple little nods with your head, yes. Couple little no's. Grab your elbows and just swish from side to side. Inhale, zip up. Exhale, slowly roll up. One vertebra at a time. Let's circle these shoulders. 1, 2, 3. Back the other way. 1, 2, 3. Arms overhead. Grab one wrist. Pull that up for that little side stretch. And then grab the other wrist. Pull that up a little higher. Coming back to the middle, arms down. Inhale, zip up. Exhale, ribs to hips, chin to chest, and let's slowly roll down. Walk those hands out into your down dog. Pedal out those feet. Pushing those heels down one at a time. Stretching out those calves and Achilles. And then coming down onto our knees. Okay, we have 3 rounds of work here. No, I think we'll have to have 4, so we're going to one either side. And we're going to do 3 push-ups, but in between we're going to come back into a lovely child's pose. We're going to be working our triceps today, so you can just do your box tricep where you just bring those elbows down. Just make sure, mind muscle, we're working the back of the arms. So those elbows stay nice and close where they're in box, on your knees or on your toes. I am going to try toes today only because we're only doing 1 at a time. So make sure those hands are in line with your chest. So pick your level. We're just going down for 1. So inhale down, exhale, push away, back into child's pose. Stretch out those arms. Back up into position. Inhale down, exhale, push away. Knees down, back into child's pose. And one last time. Inhale down, exhale, push away, knees down, back into child's pose. Now I want you to
Your hands are overhead. You're going to bring your nose as close to the mat as you can. And then you're going to push yourself up into your cobra pose. Down we come onto our tummies, doing our back extension work, arms overhead. Nice, slow freestyle. So the right arm comes up the left leg. So your head is down on the mat for this one. Lift the belly. So right arm, left leg as high as you can. Nice and slow. Lower back down. Then the other. Lift that belly. Lift that arm, that leg, squeezing glute and hammy, squeezing the between your shoulder blades. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring those hands down back beside your body. You're going to come into a plank, but onto your elbows. So just bring those elbows beside your body and coming up straight into your plank. We're not here for long, so try the full plank if you can. Otherwise, just put your knees down. We are just going to put both knees down, just lightly touch and back up without moving the torso. Knees down, back up. So stay in the plank. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Straight into your side plank, still on your elbow. Make sure that elbow is directly underneath the shoulder, arms up. You can just put that lower leg down for the modified plank if you want. Otherwise, we're lifting up. We're stretching that hand over, lifting up the hips and back. 2, 3, and 4, 4 to go. 4, so really working the side of the waist here, lift it up. 2, and 1. Back to your plank. This time I want your hip drops. So the hip drops one side and then the other. 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going straight over to the other side. So we will only do 3 rounds. Hand up towards the ceiling. You can put that knee down underneath if you need that little bit more support. Lengthen that hand overhead. Lift those hips and back and lift. 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 more. Lift those hips, work that waist. 7 and 8. Back into your plank, knees down, come back into your child's pose. That's round 1. We have 2 more rounds, that's all. So it's our 3 tricep push-ups. Up we come. So elbows close to the body, we're working the back of the arms. Inhale down. Exhale, push away into your child's pose. Lift up. Inhale down. Exhale, push away into your child's pose. Up we come. Inhale down. Exhale, push away into your child's pose. Now we're going to slide our nose along the mat and lift up into our cobra pose. So here we go. Nose all the way along the mat. Lift up your upper body. Nice little stretch there. This time we're going to go a little bit faster with the freestyle kicking, and we're going to bring our upper body and lower body off the mat. Coming down, hands overhead. Most importantly, lift that belly away from the mat to really support that lower back. Lift upper and lower body. Nice and high off the mat. Right hand goes up a little bit further, left leg. And then down. So opposite arm, opposite leg lifts up and down. Keep your shoulders down and back even though your arms are overhead, and squeeze between the shoulder blades. Lift your belly away from the mat. Lift your thighs as much as you can away from the mat, squeezing your glutes and hammies for 2 and 1. Lower back down. We're coming into our plank series on our elbows. So bring those elbows down and lift up into your plank. Just our knees touch lightly down, so one bends down, then the other. If you're on your knees for your modified plank, then you just stay on your knees. Lift that belly to support that lower back. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Over to one side. Make sure that elbow is underneath the shoulder. Arm up. Lengthen that arm overhead. Lift the hips. 2, 3. So you can put that knee down if you need. 4. Just really lift up that waist. 5, 6, 7, 8. Back into your plank, onto your elbows. We're going to drop our hips, which you can do if you're on your knees. You just twist from side to side, but you should be working that waist like never before as you twist from side to side. Keep that back straight. And really lift that belly for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Over to the other side. Full plank or just that bottom knee on the mat. Lift those hips nice and high. Hand overhead. Bring it back. Lift the hips. Stretch that arm overhead. 3, 4, 5. Suck in that tummy. 6, 7, and 8. Coming back into your plank, knees down, back into your child's pose. Stretching out those arms overhead. Now, if you have to rest at any point, this is quite a tough series. Please do. The great thing about this is you're moving. So keep going and rest if you need. We have one more round. So lift up. We're going into our 3 push-ups. Elbows close to the body, working the triceps. Inhale down. Exhale, push away, back into your child's pose. Lift up. Into your push-up position. Inhale down. Exhale, push away, back into your child's pose. Last time. Lift up. Triceps, so keep those elbows close to the body. Inhale down. Exhale, push away onto your knees. Come back into your child's pose. Try and stretch those fingers, so walk those fingers out as far as you can. And lift up onto your fingertips. Okay, slide the nose along the mat and then push yourself up into your cobra pose. Lower back down. Arms overhead. Little bit faster again for our freestyle swimming. Lift your belly away from the mat. Lift upper and lower body. Start swimming. Right hand, left leg, up and down we go. Inhale for a few, exhale for a few. Keep your shoulders down and back and squeezing between those shoulder blades. Lift those legs off the mat as far as you can, squeezing your glutes and hammies. Lift your belly for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those hands on top of each other, forward on the hands, bend your knees and just swish from side to side before we do our planks. Okay, up into our planks, on your knees or on your toes, and we're just dropping our knees slightly to the ground back up. So if you're on your knees, as I said, you stay just on your knees. If you're on your toes, you're just dropping those knees lightly to the floor back up. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Over to the side, elbow under to shoulder, lift up, that bottom knee can drop. Bring that arm overhead, lift your hips, and down. Lift, suck in that tummy, really working the side of the waist. That's 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the middle. Our hip drops. Make sure the elbows are underneath our shoulders. Drop those hips from side to side. Only lightly touch the mat as you twist. Really lift up that belly. For 4, straight back. 3, 2, and 1. Over to the other side. Make sure that elbow's under your shoulder. Lift that arm up. Lift the hips. Bring the arm overhead and down. Lift. Lift. Suck in that tummy. Really strong waist. 4 to go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to the middle. Knees down. Back into your child's pose. You can wriggle those hips from side to side. Stretch those fingers overhead and then walk them over to one side. Walk them over to the other side. Back to the middle. Come up into that 4-point kneeling. Let's do some little cat and cows. So lift up the belly, tilt the pelvis, round out the spine, bring the head down. Then tilt, arch, bring the head up. Tilt, round out the spine, bring the head down. And tilt, arch, bring the head up. Come back to neutral, thread the needle, so right hand up towards the ceiling, follow that gaze, twist, and then dive it down underneath. And twist it up. Dive it down underneath. Last time, lift up. Dive it down. Lengthen that top leg overhead, so you almost have a figure 4 with those arms. Pulling your right shoulder away from that right hand. Breathing into these stretches. Left hand comes up and over your back, Tuck it in between that hip and the thigh. Open up that chest. Keep lifting up the belly. Release that left hand beside your head here to support your head. Lift up. Over to the other side. Left hand up towards the ceiling and dive it down underneath. And up. And dive. And up. And dive it down. Stay here. Stretch that right hand overhead. Pull that left shoulder away from the left hand. Lift up the belly. Bring that right hand over your back and tuck that in between your thigh and your hip, opening up that chest. Right hand down beside your head, support your head, lift yourself up, and let's hop onto our bottoms and do a nice little roll down. So, arms out in front. Just 2 little roll downs, warm up this spine. Zip up through the pelvic floor. Exhale, ribs to hips. C-curve that spine and slowly roll down, pushing each vertebra into the mat. All your energy into these abdominals. Stretch those hands overhead. Stretch through your fingers and your toes. Stretch your right hand a little further, your left leg a little further. And swap. Now both hands, both legs. Inhale, hands up towards the ceiling. Exhale, slowly roll up. Sucking in that tummy. And stretching over those feet. Lifting up. Inhale, zip up. Exhale, C-curve the spine and slowly roll back down. Everything into that tummy. And stretch those arms back overhead, stretching through fingers and toes. Okay. We're going to put our legs into tabletop. Our arms are going to go overhead here. Should feel quite nice. We're going to lift up, and each time we lift up, we're going to drop one leg at a time. So totally abdominal, so make sure you're sucking in that tummy. Our legs are unsupported, so we're pushing our lower back into the mat. Inhale, zip up. Exhale, lift up nice and high. Bring those arms down one leg at a time. Lower back down. And lift nice and high, pushing those hands down beside the body and back down. And 3. And 4. Lift that head nice and high. Don't let it strain back halfway. 4 to go. Sucking that tummy, push that lower back into the mat. 3. 2. And 1. This time we're going to stay up and just drop the right leg down towards the floor. So we're still in tabletop, we're just keeping that leg bent and dropping that right leg down. So inhale, zip up. Exhale, lift up. Hands beside the body. Drop that right leg for 6, 5. Suck in that tummy. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower back down. This time, same leg. We're going to bring both arms over to the left as we keep dropping that right for 6 counts. So inhale, zip up, exhale, lift up, both hands over towards the left side. Drop that right leg for 6, 5, 4, 3, suck in that tummy, working those obliques as well, 2, and 1. Lower back down. Bring the knees into the chest before we go over to the other side. Little rock from side to side. Round and around. Knees into tabletop, arms overhead. We're going to come up dropping that left leg. So inhale, zip up, exhale, lift up. Hands either side, drop that left leg for 6, 5, 4, suck in that tummy, 3, 2, and 1. Lower back down. This time we're going to bring the arms over to the right side of the body, both arms as we drop that left leg. Inhale, zip up, exhale, lift up, hands over to the right, drop that left leg for 6, lift up nice and high, suck in that tummy, push that lower back into the mat. 3, 2, and 1. Bring those knees into the chest. You can splay those legs out nice and wide, one way, and then the other. We are going to do to finish off before we go to straight legs, we're going to bring our bent leg stretch. So put your left hand onto the right knee, the right hand onto the ankle, and stretch out that left leg. We're going to do 8 here, swaps. Now you can have your head up, but make sure it's nice and high, or you can just bring your head down. So whatever feels comfortable. Suck in the tummy, push that lower back into the mat. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Everyone lift their head up now, hands behind their head, and we're going to crisscross over to one side. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees into the chest. Okay, we're going to do that all again, but with straight legs. So if at any point this is too much, the longer lever, just go back to the bent leg version, which we just did. Otherwise, legs up towards the ceiling, hands overhead. We're going to come up and lower one leg at a time. So lift up for 8, lower back down, other leg, 7. Suck in that tummy and push that lower back into the mat, 6. 5, lift up nice and high, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time the right leg's going down, and we're staying up for 6 counts as we lower that right leg. Lift up nice and high, lower that right leg, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower back down, bringing both hands to the left side of the body as we lower that right leg down, lifting up, lower that right leg, 6, 5, so really working the side of the waist here, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend your knees, bring them into your chest. Rock from side to side before we go over to the other side. Round and around. Okay, legs up towards the ceiling, arms overhead. It's a left leg going down now as we come up and stay up. Inhale, zip up, exhale, lift those arms beside the body and lower that leg for 6. Suck in the tummy, push that lower back into the mat. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower back down, bringing those arms to the right side of the body now. Lift up, lower that left leg for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep those legs up. Lower the left leg, hold the right leg behind either the calf or the thigh. We're going into single straight leg stretch. So you can have your head down or up. It's a nice little hamstring stretch as well. So we're going to bring that right leg towards us for two breaths. Switch. 4 to go. Everyone's head up now, hands behind the head, and let's crisscross for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees into the chest. Well done. Rock from side to side. You can put your feet down now and just windscreen wiper those legs from side to side. Okay, that's a little bit of glute work to finish. So bring your feet nice and close to your bottom. Keep your posture on the mat, shoulders down and back, chin slightly tucked in, hands beside the body. Let's slowly roll up, pushing through those heels, squeezing all the way up the back of the legs. So tilt and peel the spine off the mat, lifting those hips nice and high. So you have one long line between your shoulders, hips and knees. Squeezing those glutes and hammies. Try and relax these hip flexors. Bring those arms overhead and slowly roll back down, one vertebra at a time. Bring those arms down. Let's go back up again. Inhale, zip up, exhale, tilt the pelvis, push through those heels, working that posterior chain. Try and relax the front, squeezing those glutes and hammies, holding it up there. Bring those arms overhead. This should feel nice. And slowly roll back down. One vertebra at a time, a little massage along that spine. And bring those arms down. Okay, let's go up again. Inhale, zip up. Exhale, tilt and peel. Pushing each vertebra into the mat before you lift it off. And holding it up there. I want you to do some butt touches. So butt touch down and lift back up and squeeze those glutes. And down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Think ribs to hips as well. So using those abdominals. And 8, hold it up here, lift a little higher, squeezing those glutes together for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly roll back down. We're going to do a one leg bridge now. So make sure if you're having any glute issues, go back to those exercises we just did. Otherwise, inhale. We're going to slowly roll back up. Pushing through those heels. lifting those hips nice and high. We're going to bend the right leg into tabletop. We're going to lower our bottom down as well, but we must keep these hips perfectly square. So you lower the bottom down and push back through that left heel. Lower down. 2, 3, 4. So keep that torso perfectly still as you lift and lower the bottom. 7. Hold it up here. Lengthen that leg up towards the ceiling. Lower down to about the knee height without dropping that right hip. Up and down. 2, 3. Pushing through that left heel. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can we hold it up for 8 pulses, pulsing up towards the ceiling? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that foot down. Slowly roll back down. Straight up to the other side. So keep going. If you're on the two-legged bridge, just keep doing those first exercises of butt touching and squeezing the glutes. Otherwise, here we go, over to the other side. Tilt, peel off the mat. Lift those hips nice and high, pushing through those heels. Keep these hips perfectly still. Bring that left leg into tabletop. Lower the bottom down. Lift back up, squeeze through that right glute. Lower. 2, 3. Think ribs to hips as well, working those abdominals. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it up, point towards the ceiling. That left foot now lower to about knee height without dropping that hip. Point back up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pushing through that right heel. Keep those hips up nice and high. 7, 8. Pulse up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower back down. Pushing through both heels and slowly lower back down. Okay. Right ankle onto the left knee. Let's release these glutes now and bring those legs in towards us. Relaxing and releasing that right glute. Keep your posture on the mat. Keep zipping up through that pelvic floor on the inhale and ribs to hips on the exhale. Circle those ankles one way and then the other. Lower that foot back down, stretch out that right leg towards the ceiling for your hamstring. Point, flex, point, flex. With each breath, just slowly bring that towards you, a little closer to the face. Relax into these stretches. And release. Lengthen the left leg. Hook the right toe underneath that left knee. Bring that right knee over the left leg and look towards the right. Relax your hips. Coming back up. Left ankle onto right knee. Bring that in towards you. Relax that left glute. Nice deep breaths. Lower back down. Let's stretch out that left hamstring. So point that left foot up towards the ceiling. Point, flex, point, flex. With each breath now, a little bit closer. Relax into these stretches. And release. Lengthen the right leg. Hook the left toe behind the right knee. Bring the left leg across that right leg. Look towards the left. And relax those hips. Coming back. Let's bring the left leg in towards the chest. Stretch out that right leg. And then bring that right knee in, lengthen out the left leg. And switch. And switch. Bring both knees in towards the chest, then open those knees out towards the floor. Pushing those knees down into the mat. Lengthen the legs and push those legs down into the mat. Bend your knees, grab your toes, push your knees down into the mat. And you can just rock from side to side for your little happy baby. Bring your knees into the chest, just holding above your knees there. Let's just do a couple little rock and rolls. So just using that bit of momentum to balance on those sit bones as you come up, rolling up and down that spine. Coming up, going to turn your knees to one side and then up onto your knees. Let's do our hip flexor. So left leg in front, pushing into this right hip flexor. So tucking that bottom under, stretching into that right hip flexor. Then we're going to lean forward into this front leg. Hands either side, lift up the back leg and bring both arms inside that front leg. Lift the belly still, eye gaze down. Arms either side of that foot and just lengthen that front leg and bend. And lengthen. And bend. Then walk your hands around to the front. And knees forward and bend each knee. So going over to one side, then the other. And then coming around to the other side. Let's bend and lengthen that front leg. And then bend that front leg, try and bring both hands inside that front leg, so lower that back knee down and bring both arms inside that front leg. Pushing back up onto that back knee and pushing into that left hip flexor. So keep your posture, tilt the pelvis, push into that left hip flexor. Bring both hands to the front of that front foot. Lift up the back leg, bring that in towards the other foot to keep your head down. Couple of little nods with your head, yes. Couple of little no's. Swish your hands around your legs. Inhale, zip up. Exhale, slowly roll up. Bring your shoulders towards your ears and drop and up and drop, up and drop. Let's bring our elbow in front here, stretching out that shoulder. And then the hand behind, bring that elbow behind, pushing that hand down in the middle of your back. And release, other side, grab the elbow, push it towards your chest. Keep your shoulders down and back. And then up and over, pushing that hand down to the middle of that back. And release, look towards the right. Look towards the left, back to the right, and the left. Back to the middle, 3 nice deep breaths in and out. In and out. And last time. And our little swishies. And we are done. Enjoy the day.